I am so excited to share with you guys my fall one-pot meal. So one-pot meals are pretty normal around here. When I told my husband about this collaboration, he was like, well, this should be pretty easy for you. That's what you usually do. So yeah, I was a little excited about this collaboration. So we have our hostesses, Leona from Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme with Leona Dooley, and we have Stephanie from Creatively Miss Me. So they advise we can only use one pot. So I am definitely excited about that because it's what I usually do, according to my husband. So, all right, so let's get down to business. So this meal is called, well, I call it chicken pecan crusted meal with sweet potato. All right, so it's pretty easy. So here we go. Okay, so first off, as you can see, I have some chicken breast here. I've cleaned it and I took all those little white stringy things out. My husband hates those. Okay, so that's over here in this bowl. I have some butter. All right, so what we're going to start with is I'm just going to put some butter in one of my favorite pots over here. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have some butter. All right, and so we're going to season this chicken here. Okay, so I'm just going to take all of my chicken. Okay, just going to season it. Some salt. Some pepper. More salt. More pepper. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I am going to add some flour and breadcrumbs, okay, just to give it like some crispiness. One moment. All right, so see my hands all covered. So I just mixed flour and breadcrumbs on the chicken. Okay, so now that I have the butter going on the pot, I am just going to add the chicken, okay? All right, so I'm just moving all the chicken over. Just washing my gooey hands. All right. Okay. All right, so we have our chicken here. All right, so we're just going to let this brown. Now, while I'm letting the chicken brown, I am going to cut up 2 sweet potatoes. All right. right, so if you have a potato peeler, obviously you can just use that. I prefer to use a knife. All right, so here's one. This is peeled. So I'm just going to like chop it this way. That would be horizontally, like that. All right. And I'm going to slice these, you know, pretty thin. You don't want them to be too thick. As thin as you can. Just like that. Just checking my chicken. It's about time to flip it over. Okay, so this is one sweet potato chopped. So I'm going to move on to the second one. And this is all you'll need. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start flipping the chicken. See? That's my chicken. There we go. All right. So this is the chicken. Flipping it over. I'm going to turn it down to like 2. Now that it's nice and hot. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here and just finish chopping this sweet potato. Okay, so we're chopping them this way. The short way. right, so here we go. We have a whole plate of chopped sweet potatoes. All right, so we're gonna go check on the chicken. Okay. So the chicken is browned on both sides now. So what I'm going to do with the chicken now is I'm just going to take it out of the pot, put it to the side. Okay, and then we're just going to start working on our sweet potatoes. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put some more butter into this pot. Right. Yeah, just get some butter going. All right, and so now we're just going to put all of our sweet potatoes in here. And I kind of like to spread them evenly in the pot. Now I'm going to turn this back up to 4. Okay, so in order to soften the sweet potatoes, I am going to put the top on this for about 10 minutes. All right, and so what we're going to do after the sweet potatoes are softened, we are going to take those out of the pot, put them to the side, and then we're going to start adding the ingredients for our pecan honey-fied mixture. All right, so at that point, we're going to add some pecans. We're going to add some brown sugar. We're going to add some salt, pepper, and some cinnamon. So, and some more butter. So that's going to give us a nice consistency. All right, and so once we're done with that, Then we're gonna add the chicken and the sweet potatoes back into the pot. And then we're gonna saute it for about 10 minutes that way. Oh, look at our one pot. All right, so do remember to stir your sweet potatoes so that they don't burn. All right, so I'm just going to give you an example here. Just took the top off. All right, and so we're going to let this sit for a few more minutes, and then remember, here's our chicken. So our chicken is not completely done. So once we get the chicken and the sweet potatoes back in the pot, that's going to finish everything off, and that's going to add the honey pecan flavor to this whole one pot meal. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. And I always test one of the sweet potatoes, and it's done. It's really good. All right, so now here's the fun part. All right, so I am going to take the sweet potatoes out of the pot, and then we're gonna start our pecan crusted honey glazed mixture. So I'm going to add some more butter to the pot. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to add some honey. And I'm going to add some brown sugar. Okay. Give this a good stir. But we kind of have quite a bit of chicken right here, so we're going to need more honey. And then we'll add some cinnamon. Okay. Now I'm going to add some pecans. I'm going to add a good amount of pecans. I'll just finish this bag of pecans. All right, there we go. That's all finished. Now I'm going to stir it all around. You want to make sure that the pecans are covered. Okay, so I turned the oven down to simmer. Okay, now I am going to add the chicken and the sweet potato back in the pot. There's the sweet potatoes. Okay, I'm going to give those a nice stir. All right. Now I'm going to add the chicken. And make sure that the chicken and the sweet potatoes are nice and covered. Okay. Now I am going to add the top. Okay. And so I'm just going to keep this covered and stirring quite frequently until it's done. Alrighty. So this is what it should look like when it's all done. And so the sweet potato should be able to pick it up. Put your fork right through it. The chicken should be nice and soft. Okay. You see all the pecans, the honey glazed pecans. All right. So this is good. Well, you can definitely thank me later. All right, guys, so it's been great. It is dinner time. Thank you for watching one of my one-pot recipes. I will have all of the ingredients in the description box. Definitely, you should try it. It is an amazing fall recipe. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Have an amazing evening, And if you know anyone who's looking to work from home, you guys know where to go, PanacheInc.com. Have a great one. Bye-bye.